Lewis had been stationed on the Imperial Nursery Station for exactly 47 days when he lost his helmet. The posting itself was a diplomatic miracle, humanity's first security contract with the Zarathian Empire, a civilization that had mastered interstellar travel while Earth was still figuring out bronze. The pay was astronomical, the prestige immeasurable, and the actual duties laughably simple. Stand guard, look professional, don't touch anything important. Lewis, have you seen my catalyzer? Anna's voice crackled through his comm implant. He pressed 2 fingers to his temple. Your what? Neural catalyzer. I left it in the observation room. Anna was the station's xenobiologist, assigned to monitor the Imperial hatchling's development. Where Lewis stood at attention for 12-hour shifts, she got to actually interact with the aliens humanity had spent 2 centuries trying to impress. Haven't seen it, but I may have a bigger problem. What kind of problem? Lewis stared at the empty equipment rack where his helmet should have been. The Mark 7 Environmental Guard helmet, 42 pounds of reinforced titanium carbon composite, equipped with atmospheric filters, heads-up display, and enough computing power to run a small city. Standard issue for human security personnel in Xeno environments. Also, apparently, easy to misplace. My helmet's gone. A pause. You lost your helmet? I didn't lose it. I set it down for 30 seconds to adjust my neck seal, and now it's gone. On a space station with approximately 600 Zarathians who think humans are fascinatingly primitive. Anna's tone carried what Lewis had learned to recognize as her controlled panic voice. Do you understand what the Empress will think if she discovers human equipment scattered around her hatchery? Lewis did. The Zarathians had reluctantly agreed to human guards after 3 decades of diplomatic pressure, and only because humanity's reputation for stubborn resilience had impressed their military caste. One mistake could end the contract and set human-Zarathian relations back generations. I'll find it, he promised. The Imperial Nursery occupied the station's entire third ring, a carefully climate-controlled environment mimicking the Zarathian homeworld's volcanic highlands. Lewis moved through corridors lined with incubation chambers, each containing a translucent egg roughly the size of a grown human. Inside, shadowy shapes moved with increasing vigor as hatching day approached. He was checking behind a thermal regulator when Anna appeared, her biosafety suit slightly scorched around the edges. Found anything? She asked. No. You? Not yet, but I've been analyzing the security footage. She pulled up a holographic display. Watch Sector 7, timestamp 1432. The image showed Lewis's guard post. At 14 hours, 31 minutes and 47 seconds, he set his helmet on the equipment rack. At 14 hours, 32 minutes and 3 seconds, something small and fast scuttled across the floor, paused, then dragged the helmet toward the incubation chambers. What was that? Lewis leaned closer. That, Anna said grimly, was hatchling 73. A hatchling? But they're not supposed to emerge for another 8 days. Tell that to 73. Early emergence runs in the Imperial bloodline. They're genetically predisposed to impatience. She expanded the image. This particular hatchling belongs to Empress Karvathi herself. Lewis felt his stomach drop. The Empress's child took my helmet. Technically, yes. More accurately, the Empress's child has claimed your helmet. Zarathian hatchlings are territorial from birth. They find defensible positions and establish bases while they're still vulnerable. Anna began walking quickly. Follow me. They wound through the nursery's maze of corridors until Anna stopped at observation window 7. Behind the reinforced crystal, Lewis saw his helmet. It sat in the center of a small enclosure, surrounded by scattered pieces of eggshell. The helmet's faceplate was pointed outward like a fortress entrance. As they watched, a small reptilian head emerged from inside, no larger than Lewis's fist, with iridescent scales that shifted between copper and gold. Enormous eyes blinked at them with surprising intelligence. Oh no, Lewis whispered. The hatchling, 73, had wedged itself inside the helmet's interior padding. Its tiny claws gripped the edges of the faceplate, while its serpentine tail coiled around the neck seal. It chirped once, a sound like crystal bells, then retreated deeper into its new fortress. It thinks the helmet is a cave, Anna explained. Specifically, a high-status cave. Zarathian hatchlings instinctively seek the strongest materials for their first bases. Your helmet's composite structure probably registered as premium real estate. Can we just take it back? Not without traumatizing an Imperial hatchling, which would be worse than losing your helmet. Anna pulled up another display, showing Zarathian physiological data. For the next 16 hours, that hatchling will imprint on its base structure. Removing it prematurely could cause developmental issues. Lewis watched the tiny creature peek out again, its scales catching the light. Despite the absurdity of the situation, something about the hatchling's determined expression reminded him of human babies, vulnerable, yet convinced of their own invincibility. So what do we do? Anna smiled. We wait, and we document everything. 16 hours later, Lewis stood before Empress Karvathi herself, 9 feet of scaled majesty, her crown of neural filaments glowing with barely suppressed amusement. Your equipment, she said in perfectly modulated English, has proven useful. Behind her, Hatchling 73 chirped from inside the helmet, still refusing to leave its chosen fortress. The Empress's personal guards had tried every method to coax it out. The hatchling had responded by wedging itself tighter. The little one shows strong defensive instincts, the Empress continued. Perhaps humans are more compatible with our young than we anticipated. Anna stepped forward with a tablet. Your Majesty, if I may, the hatchling's choice demonstrates remarkable intelligence. The helmet's structure provided optimal protection during the vulnerable imprinting period. The Empress's filaments brightened, the Zarathian equivalent of a smile. Indeed, Guard Lewis, I am extending your contract. Your equipment will remain with Hatchling 73 until they mature. In exchange, you will serve as personal guardian to my child. Lewis blinked. I would be honored, Your Majesty. As they left the throne room, Anna nudged him. Congratulations. You just became the first human to raise an alien emperor. Inside the helmet, 73 chirped agreement, already convinced of their own royal destiny, and the strange, primitive human who had provided the perfect fortress for it to begin.